You won't believe what just exploded in the YNW world. The internet is buzzing, the fans are shook, and the streets are talking YNW Bortlen. Yes, the YNW Bortlen has finally broken his silence about the wildest snitching rumors surrounding YNW Melly. Is this the ultimate betrayal? Is there some secret tea that's been brewing behind closed doors, threatening to tear this crew apart for good? Emotions have been running hotter than ever as explosive allegations start to surface, and people are asking, did Bortlen really snitch on Melly? Or is this just another game of deception in a world where loyalty means everything? The drama is so intense, it's got social media on fire and fans divided, with some siding with Bortlen, while others are ready to cancel him forever. But hold up, this story doesn't stop there. There's more to this saga than meets the eye. What started as a whisper is now a full-blown war of words, family feuds, and shocking accusations that could change the course of YNW Melly's fate. Stay tuned, because you're about to get every juicy detail, every heated argument, and every shocking revelation in this explosive breakdown of YNW Bortlen speaking out about the alleged snitching scandal. The moment YNW Bortlen finally spoke up, the entire hip-hop community held its breath. Rumors had been swirling for months, whispers that Bortlen had snitched on YNW Melly, the same guy who's been locked up facing some serious charges. Fans were torn, and emotions ran high, especially after years of watching these two rise together, seemingly inseparable. But suddenly, the story took a turn darker than anyone expected. It all started with a quiet post from Bortlen's social media, a cryptic message hinting at betrayal, loyalty lost, and truths that had to come out. Nobody knew exactly what he meant, but within hours, the internet exploded. Conspiracy theories, angry debates, and frantic calls for answers flooded every comment section. People demanded to know if Bortlen had actually turned on Melly, breaking the sacred code that binds crews together in this game. Then came the interviews. Bortlen, known for keeping a low profile, sat down with a few underground vloggers and dropped what many are calling a bombshell confession. "Look, I ain't gonna lie," he said quietly, eyes tired but steady. "Things got messy, real messy. And yeah, I said some things to the feds, but you gotta understand where I was coming from." That one line alone sent shockwaves through Melly's fanbase and the whole rap world alike. Was Bortlen just trying to save himself? Or was there more to the story? According to Bortlen, the pressure inside the legal battle was suffocating. "It ain't easy when the weight of the world is on your shoulders," he explained. "I had to make choices that maybe some people ain't gonna understand. It was survival, pure and simple." He went on to say that the truth wasn't as black and white as people were making it seem. Emotions were tangled, loyalty tested beyond limits, and trust shattered like glass. When you're stuck in that kind of situation, you'll learn real quick who's really got your back and who's just talk. The tension between YNW Melly and Bortlen wasn't new either. Sources close to the crew revealed that cracks had been forming long before the headlines. Disagreements over money, freedom, and who really controlled the narrative had caused serious friction. Friends who used to ride or die together were now barely speaking. The family that fans loved and idolized was starting to fracture in ways no one could ignore, one insider claimed. It was like watching a slow-motion train wreck. Bortlen started distancing himself, making calls that nobody understood. Melly was frustrated, confused, angry. They used to be thick as thieves, but then everything changed. Others say the betrayal went deeper, that Bortlen had been cooperating with authorities for months before anyone caught wind of it. And the snitching wasn't just a rumor, but a deliberate act that turned the tide against Melly's case. The story gets even more twisted when you hear about the fallout with their closest circle. The family was left divided, some still standing by Melly no matter what, others quietly pulling away, unwilling to be caught in the crossfire. Heated arguments erupted during private meetings. One source recalled a confrontation where Bortlen and Melly faced off in a garage. Voices raised and tempers flaring like never before. It was like two brothers who'd suddenly become enemies. Bortlen said stuff Melly never expected, and Melly wasn't having it. Fans who'd been loyal to both were suddenly forced to pick sides, causing intense debates online. Hashtags like #free YNW clashed against #betrayed by Bortlen, splitting communities and sparking endless drama. Social media warriors threw shade, some calling Bortlen a traitor, others sympathizing with his impossible position. Every new leak or hint sent waves through Twitter, Instagram, and even TikTok, as people tried to piece together what was really going on behind the scenes. And then came the accusations from Melly's own family. His mother, a vocal and emotional figure, openly expressed heartbreak on a recent live stream. "I don't understand how somebody you called your brother could do this," she said, tears streaming down her face. "My son's been through so much, and now this." It's like the people closest to him stabbed him in the back. Her words struck a nerve with fans and the media alike, fueling even more speculation about Bortlen's loyalty. But Bortlen's camp pushed back hard, claiming he was forced into a corner and that the narrative painted by Melly's side wasn't the full picture. One of Bortlen's closest friends revealed, "This ain't about betrayal for no reason." Bortlen's been dealing with his own struggles, threats, pressure, and a system that's designed to break you down. He made decisions to protect himself and his family. The friend added that Bortlen never wanted to hurt Melly. But sometimes the truth comes with consequences, amid all the chaos. The story took a shocking twist when a leaked audio surfaced online. In the clip, Bortlen could be heard talking candidly with an unknown person about the intense pressure he faced and hinting at the reasons behind his cooperation. "It wasn't about selling out," Bortlen said, voice low and serious. "It was about making sure I didn't end up buried or forgotten. I had to think about my future, my kids. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do." The clip went viral instantly, sparking debate over whether Bortlen was justified or simply a snake in the grass. As the drama unfolded, other members of the NI crew started speaking out, some defending Bortlen and others condemning him. One rapper close to the situation said, "We all have our breaking points." Bortlen reached his, no doubt. But that's a heavy word. Sometimes the law plays dirty, and you gotta play smarter. Meanwhile, another artist in the circle fired back. "Loyalty is everything. If you fold under pressure, what does that say about you? Melly's fighting for his life, and you turn your back. That's cold." To add fuel to the fire, the timing of Bortlen's revelations couldn't be more dramatic. Just as Melly's trial was ramping up, the story dropped like a bombshell, shaking the entire legal process. Some speculate Bortlen's testimony or statements could make or break the case. Others believe this is just the beginning of more dirty laundry coming out, and the courtroom battles might get messier than anyone imagined. One legal expert weighed in. "In cases like this, any insider testimony is huge. If Bortlen did provide information to prosecutors, it can heavily influence the outcome. But it's also complicated. Defense teams will question motives, coercion, and credibility. The courtroom drama promises to be as intense as the street-level beef that spilled into the public eye. Amid all the back and forth, fans remain glued to every update. Comment sections are packed with theories, insults, and cries for justice. Some say this story is a sad reminder of how fame and pressure can destroy brotherhood, while others see it as proof that loyalty only lasts until freedom is on the line. What's undeniable is that YNW Bortlen speaking out has unleashed a storm that won't die down anytime soon. And just when people thought they'd heard it all, a new player entered the scene, a mysterious figure claiming to have proof that could exonerate Melly or implicate Bortlen even further. A video snippet leaked on social media shows a shadowy conversation hinting at double crosses and secret deals, leaving fans desperate for answers. The plot thickens, and no one knows who to trust anymore. As part 1 of this saga comes to a close, one thing is clear: the NHI family is anything but united right now. What started as a brotherhood built on music and loyalty is now tangled in accusations, betrayals, and heartbreak. The emotional stakes are higher than ever, and the fallout is only beginning. With Melly's future hanging in the balance, and Bortlen's truth now out in the open, the streets and the courts are waiting for the next explosive chapter. But the question that lingers in the air like smoke: can this fractured family ever come back from this? Or has the damage been done too deep? Stay tuned, because this roller coaster is far from over. The tension that had been simmering beneath the surface finally exploded as more voices came forward, each adding their own perspective to the chaos between YNW Bortlen and YNW Melly. And as the drama unfolded, it became clear that the public was only seeing the tip of the iceberg. Behind closed doors, things were unraveling in ways nobody could have imagined. One of the most shocking developments came when an anonymous source close to the situation revealed that Bortlen wasn't just cooperating with the feds, but allegedly providing detailed information that painted Melly in a much darker light. According to the source, Bortlen shared names, locations, and even plans that Melly supposedly had, which many believe could have changed the entire course of the investigation. The insider said, "This ain't just talking to cops." Bortlen was deep in it, dropping gems that nobody saw coming. This revelation sent shockwaves through the fan base. Many who had blindly supported Bortlen were now questioning if he had gone too far. "People want to know how far he was willing to go," said one fan on Twitter. Did Bortlen really cross the line from loyalty to total betrayal? And if so, what does that mean for Melly's future? The internet quickly became a battlefield, with arguments breaking out over loyalty, survival, and the true meaning of friendship. Amid the mounting backlash, Bortlen released another statement, this time addressing his critics directly. In a low-key video posted on his socials, he looked straight into the camera and said, "I know y'all got opinions, but y'all don't know the whole story. I didn't want none of this drama, but sometimes life puts you in corners. I did what I had to do to protect myself and my people. I ain't no villain. I'm just a man trying to survive." The raw emotion in his voice made even some of his harshest critics pause and rethink their stance. The divide extended beyond just fans. Family members on both sides found themselves caught in the crossfire. Melly's siblings openly questioned Bortlen's loyalty in interviews, while Bortlen's own relatives spoke out about the fear and pressure they'd faced since the rumors broke. One family member revealed, "We've been living in constant stress. It's like the world is watching, waiting for us to fall apart. Bortlen's scared, but he's standing his ground." The emotional toll was obvious, showing this wasn't just some street-level beef, but a personal battle that cut deep. Then came the bombshell that no one saw coming. A leaked text conversation between Bortlen and Melly that appeared to show a heated argument over trust and betrayal. In the messages, Bortlen accused Melly of leaving him out of key decisions, while Melly fired back with accusations that Bortlen was playing both sides. The texts were filled with raw emotion, anger, disappointment, and desperation all mixed together. "You never had my back when it mattered," Bortlen wrote. "And now you want me to stand by you like nothing happened." Melly responded coldly, "You chose your path. Don't expect me to follow." Fans dissected every word of the texts, searching for clues about what really went down. Some said the messages proved Bortlen's guilt. Others claimed Melly was just trying to shift blame to protect himself. The controversy sparked heated debates on forums and live streams, with influencers jumping in to break down the drama and pick sides. The narrative was no longer black and white. It was a messy gray area filled with heartbreak and betrayal. As if the situation wasn't already volatile enough, rumors started circulating about a secret meeting between Bortlen and a high-profile prosecutor. The meeting allegedly took place months before Bortlen's public confession, leading many to speculate that Bortlen had been working with the legal system far earlier than anyone thought. Insiders say this meeting was a turning point, where Bortlen struck a deal to reduce his own charges in exchange for testimony against Melly. It was a business move, said one insider. Nothing personal, just survival. This theory was supported by the sudden shift in Bortlen's behavior over the last year, going from loyal crew member to someone seemingly ready to cooperate. Friends close to Bortlen said he started distancing himself from Melly, avoiding calls and refusing to be seen with the crew. He was scared, said one source, but also calculating. He knew what was at stake. Meanwhile, Melly's camp was not staying silent. His legal team released a statement condemning the rumors, calling Bortlen's actions a desperate attempt to shift blame and accusing law enforcement of coercing Bortlen to testify against Melly. "Our client maintains his innocence," the statement read, "and the truth will come out in court." This back and forth only intensified the public's fascination with the story, with each new twist making the stakes higher, adding another layer to this tangled web. A former crew member who had been close to both Bortlen and Melly came forward anonymously to share his perspective. He described a toxic atmosphere inside the group, fueled by paranoia and fear. "Nobody trusted nobody no more," he said. People were watching their backs, waiting for someone to fold. Bortlen wasn't the only one feeling that pressure. According to him, the whole crew was under extreme stress, which eventually led to the fracture everyone saw playing out publicly. The former member also hinted at potential new revelations, claiming there were other names involved in the legal battle that nobody knew about yet. "This is just the beginning," he warned. "There's more dirt coming, and it's going to change everything you think you know." Fans are now bracing themselves, wondering if this scandal will explode even bigger in the weeks ahead amid this emotional storm. Several artists close to the NIE family voiced their support for Melly, calling Bortlen's actions disappointing and unforgivable. One rapper said in an interview, "Loyalty is the code. If you break that, you break everything." Bortlen's actions hurt the whole movement. Others, however, offered a more sympathetic take. "It's easy to judge from the outside," said another artist. "But when you're caught between freedom and loyalty, sometimes you gotta make hard choices." Bortlen's human. The divided opinions only added fuel to the fire. Showing how personal this drama had become, the social media war showed no signs of slowing down. Fans created memes, reaction videos, and even organized live debates, turning the whole situation into a public spectacle. Hashtags trended worldwide, and every update sent ripples through the music community. Some influencers even suggested this scandal could redefine how hip-hop views loyalty and survival in the face of legal battles. With all the chaos swirling, Bortlen kept a low profile but occasionally dropped subtle hints about a larger truth coming soon. His cryptic posts kept fans guessing. Was he preparing to release more information? Was there a chance for reconciliation? Or was this a sign that the war between him and Melly was far from over? The suspense built with every passing day. The legal drama also grew more intense as court dates approached. Melly's attorneys fought to discredit Bortlen's testimony, arguing that it was coerced and unreliable. Meanwhile, prosecutors highlighted Bortlen's cooperation as key evidence. The courtroom became a battleground, mirroring the public feud. And observers said it was one of the most high-stakes cases in recent hip-hop history. In the midst of this, the emotional toll on Melly was palpable. Videos surfaced showing Melly breaking down during visits from family, revealing a vulnerable side to the tough rapper many fans knew. Friends close to him said he felt deeply betrayed, but was trying to stay strong for his loved ones. "This is more than just a trial," one insider said. "It's a battle for his legacy." As this chapter of the YNW Bortlen and YNW Melly saga comes to a close, one thing is clear: the line between friendship and betrayal has never been blurrier. The emotional wreckage left behind has divided fans, families, and friends. And the public is left wondering who will come out on top, or if anyone wins at all. But the story isn't finished yet. The next chapter promises more drama, more revelations, and maybe even some unexpected twists that no one saw coming. Just when you thought the storm couldn't get any worse, the drama between YNW Bortlen and YNW Melly took another jaw-dropping turn that caught everyone off guard. Rumors surfaced about a secret recording, a tape that allegedly captured a private conversation between Bortlen and Melly discussing everything: the legal battle, the accusations, and the so-called snitching. This recording, leaking to the public, sent shockwaves through the fan base and added a whole new layer to the saga. The tape, reportedly, revealed Bortlen expressing regret over how things went down, but also admitting to making choices to protect himself. Melly, on the other hand, sounded furious and betrayed, demanding answers. Fans who listened to clips of the recording described the emotions as raw and explosive. One listener said, "You could hear the pain and anger in both their voices. It was like a family falling apart in real time." Social media immediately exploded with speculation about what else might be on the tape. Tape. But then the plot thickened even further when the person who leaked the recording claimed it wasn't the full conversation. According to this mysterious figure, the tape was heavily edited, and the real, uncut version held even more explosive details that could completely change the narrative. The leak sparked a frenzy, with fans begging for the full audio and theories flying left and right about what was being hidden amid this chaos. The two sides dug in deeper. Bortlen's legal team publicly denounced the leaked recording, calling it a manipulated smear campaign meant to vilify Bortlen and sway public opinion. Meanwhile, Melly's team said the tape confirms the emotional toll and betrayal felt by Melly, and that it paints a heartbreaking picture of the destruction caused by broken trust. The back and forth kept the public glued, turning this scandal into a media circus no one could look away from in the midst of this heated battle. The families on both sides continued to suffer. Melly's mother appeared on several interviews, visibly shaken, talking about the toll the feud had taken on her family's mental health. "We're trying to hold it together," she said, voice cracking. "It's hard when people you trusted turn their backs on you." Bortlen's family also spoke out, sharing stories of how their lives had been disrupted by the constant spotlight and accusations. One relative said, "It's like living in a nightmare. We never wanted this," and the friends caught in the middle were just as torn. Some spoke off the record about the emotional roller coaster, revealing that the drama wasn't just public, but personal. One close friend said, "These guys grew up like brothers. To see them like this, it's heartbreaking. No one wanted it to go this far, but once it did, it was like a powder keg ready to blow." The emotional weight on everyone involved was undeniable, but the drama wasn't just emotional. It got physical too. Reports emerged of a near confrontation at a private event where some members of the NY circle almost came to blows. Sources said tempers flared over the ongoing drama, with shouting matches and threats exchanged. Security had to step in to prevent what could have been a serious fight. "Everyone's on edge," said one eyewitness. "It's like the whole crew is fracturing right in front of our eyes." Amidst this chaos, the public's obsession only grew. YouTube videos dissecting every move, Instagram posts hinting at reconciliations, and Twitter threads debating who was really at fault became daily entertainment for fans worldwide. Some influencers even started hosting live reactions and panels, breaking down the drama like a reality TV show. The line between music, street life, and entertainment blurred as this saga took on a life of its own. Then came an unexpected twist. A leaked private message from Bortlen to a fan, admitting that the snitching rumors had more truth to them than he'd publicly acknowledged. In the message, Bortlen said, "I won't lie, I did share info, but not to hurt Melly. It was survival. I had no other choice." This confession sent shockwaves through his supporters and further complicated the narrative. Many felt betrayed, while others sympathized with his position, saying the system forces people into impossible choices around the same time. Melly's camp claimed to have evidence that Bortlen was being coerced by law enforcement, painting Bortlen as a victim rather than a villain. They argued that Bortlen's cooperation was under duress and not voluntary, meaning the snitching label was unfair. The legal back and forth only intensified public confusion, leaving fans unsure who to believe. In the middle of this, Bortlen released a heartfelt social media post, where he opened up about the psychological toll the whole ordeal had taken on him. "It's hard waking up every day feeling like the world's against you," he wrote. "I'm trying to be strong for my family and for the people who still believe in me. Mistakes were made, but I'm still human." The vulnerability struck a chord with some fans, who began to see him in a new light. However, Melly's supporters weren't ready to forgive. Many said Bortlen's actions had shattered the foundation of their loyalty and that no explanation could fix the damage. Fan forums were filled with comments like, "There's no coming back from this. Hey, and he betrayed the whole culture." The emotional divide was wider than ever, as if the drama wasn't enough. A third party stepped in, an up-and-coming rapper who claimed to have insider knowledge, and hinted at even bigger secrets behind the NY feud. In a viral interview, this artist said, "You think you know the story? You don't even know half of it. Trust me. There's stuff that will shock the world when it comes out." The cryptic message left fans speculating wildly about hidden layers of betrayal and unseen players pulling strings. Despite all the rumors, betrayals, and accusations, some voices called for peace and reconciliation. Several artists in the scene encouraged the crews to put their differences aside and focus on healing. One said in an interview, "We've seen too many families destroyed by drama like this. It's time to rise above the noise and remember what really matters: loyalty, respect, and love." Whether these calls would be heeded remained to be seen. The courtroom battles continued behind the scenes, with Melly's defense fighting hard to discredit Bortlen's testimony, while prosecutors pushed to use it as key evidence. The legal drama unfolded like a high-stakes thriller, with both sides preparing for what could be a defining moment in hip-hop history. Amid all this tension, the fans remained hungry for every update, every leak, every whisper. The drama wasn't just entertainment anymore. It was a saga that had captured the hearts and minds of an entire generation, forcing them to wrestle with questions about loyalty, survival, and the true cost of the game they all love. And so, as Part 3 closes, the question lingers: will YNW Bortlen and YNW Melly ever find common ground again? Or is this the beginning of a permanent rift that will define their legacies forever? One thing's for sure, this story is far from over. Just when it seemed like the dust might finally be settling, a new bombshell dropped that threw everything back into chaos. Sources close to both YNW Bortlen and YNW Melly revealed a secret meeting that took place away from cameras, lawyers, and social media. A face-to-face conversation between the two that could change everything fans thought they knew. The meeting was shrouded in mystery, with whispers that it was an attempt at reconciliation. But the truth was far more complicated. According to insiders, the meeting was tense from the start. Bortlen reportedly showed up with a mix of regret and guarded defensiveness, while Melly was described as visibly hurt but trying to keep his composure. One eyewitness said, "It was like watching two brothers who had just gone through a war try to figure out how to stop the fighting." The conversation lasted hours, filled with moments of raw honesty but also heated accusations. During the meeting, Bortlen allegedly apologized for the pain his actions caused, but also made it clear that his choices were about survival, not betrayal. "I never wanted to hurt you," he said. "I was scared and trying to protect myself. I know it looks bad, but it ain't black and white." Melly, however, wasn't ready to forgive so easily. "You turned your back on me when I needed you most," Melly reportedly responded. "Loyalty ain't just a word. It's everything." The meeting ended without a clear resolution, leaving both men emotionally exhausted but with a tentative understanding that the feud might not be completely irreparable. Fans who caught wind of the meeting were shocked and hopeful, sparking debates about whether this could mark the beginning of a truce or if it was just another chapter in a long saga of pain, while the private conversation was a glimmer of hope. The fallout continued to ripple outward. A controversial interview surfaced, where a former NIU crew member claimed that Bortlen's decision to cooperate with authorities had been motivated not just by fear, but by promises of money and protection. This claim added fuel to the fire, with Melly supporters calling Bortlen a sellout and accusing him of using the legal battle for personal gain. Bortlen's camp quickly denied the allegations, calling them baseless and hurtful rumors. The tension spilled over into social media once again. Viral posts and heated comment sections showed fans at war, divided almost evenly between those who sided with Bortlen's right to protect himself and those who condemned his actions as unforgivable betrayal. Hashtags like #LoyaltyFirst and #BetrayedTREN died, reflecting the polarized opinions swirling around the internet. In the midst of this turmoil, music played a surprising role. Both artists dropped songs with heavy references to their struggles, calling out betrayal, pain, and survival. Melly's latest track was filled with raw emotion, hinting at the fallout from Bortlen's actions. While Bortlen's music spoke to resilience and the difficult choices forced upon him, fans dissected every lyric, turning the songs into another battleground for loyalty and truth. The emotional intensity reached new heights when a video leaked of a heated argument between Bortlen and another crew member, where Bortlen allegedly broke down, admitting that the legal battle and public scrutiny had nearly destroyed him. The raw vulnerability shocked many, revealing the man behind the headlines. "I'm just trying to live," Bortlen was heard saying. "But it feels like the world wants me to fall." At the same time, Melly was seen attending family gatherings and community events, showing a side of himself that fans rarely saw, a man trying to hold his life together amid chaos. Friends said Melly was focusing on healing and preparing for the courtroom battles ahead, determined to prove his innocence no matter what. The emotional toll was clear, with Melly's circle emphasizing that the fight was as much about legacy as it was about freedom. Amid all this, rumors began circulating about a possible documentary or docuseries that would finally reveal the full story behind the YNW Bortlen and YNW Melly saga. Insiders claimed the project would include exclusive interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, and never-before-heard details that could change public perception forever. The announcement sent fans into a frenzy, eagerly awaiting the release and hoping for answers. But as excitement grew, so did the skepticism. Many wondered if the docuseries would be objective or just another way to spin the narrative for attention and profit. Debates raged on social media about whether the true story could ever be told, or if the drama was destined to remain a messy saga full of unanswered questions as the legal case moved closer to trial. Tensions escalated even further. Courtroom insiders revealed that the prosecution's strategy relied heavily on Bortlen's testimony, while the defense was digging deep to discredit it. The high stakes made it clear this wasn't just a personal feud, but a landmark case with implications for the entire hip-hop community. The outcome could reshape how loyalty and justice are viewed in the culture forever. Amidst all the legal and emotional turmoil, The fan base remained passionate and divided. Some held on to hope for a reconciliation, believing that family ties could overcome even the deepest betrayals. Others had resigned themselves to the idea that this was the end of an era. A story of friendship torn apart by fear and circumstance through it all. One thing remained certain: the YNW Bortlen and YNW Melly saga had captured the attention of the world, becoming a modern-day drama filled with heartbreak, betrayal, and survival. The emotional stakes were sky-high, and the truth, as complicated as it might be, was still unfolding. As this final part of the main body wraps up, the future remains uncertain. Will justice be served? Will these two men find a way back to trust, or are they destined to remain divided forever? The answers are still out there, waiting to be uncovered as this real-life drama continues to evolve. So here we are. At the end of this wild ride through the YNW Bortlen and YNW Melly saga, a story packed with heartbreak, betrayal, and raw emotions that left the hip-hop world shaken. From secret meetings and leaked recordings to courtroom battles and public feuds, this drama has everything you could want in a real-life thriller. But despite all the revelations and accusations, one thing remains clear: this story is far from over. Fans are still divided, emotions are still running high, and the questions keep piling up. Who's telling the truth? Can loyalty survive in a world where survival sometimes means making impossible choices? And most importantly, what will the future hold for YNW Bortlen and YNW Melly? Will they find a way to heal, or are they destined to remain enemies? Now it's your turn. What do you think about Bortlen's decision to speak out? Was he a victim caught in a tough situation, or did he cross a line that can't be forgiven? How do you feel about Melly's response and the ongoing battle for his legacy? Drop your thoughts and hot takes in the comments. We want to hear your side of this story. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of hip-hop's most explosive dramas, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more real mixed stories that keep you on the edge of your seat. And ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Trust me, with stories like this, you'll want to be first in line for the next chapter. Stay tuned, stay woke. And as always, keep it locked right here for all the latest on your favorite rap drama. Until next time, this is your go-to source for the truth behind the headlines. Peace. Peace.